Outside is a great place to be. Now today we've got fishing on a beautiful lake in Arkansas. We've got disc golf up in Russellville, and we've also got kids and cops fishing in Little Rock. It's on this edition of Arkansas's Great Outdoors. For the first 6 years, this program was called FLW Arkansas. We followed all of the FLW bass tournaments inside our natural state, and we got to know some of the best bass anglers in Arkansas, including a meteorologist, which can come in very handy when weather patterns affect your fishing. All right, we got my friend Lance Powell here, and we are on Lake Maumelle, and we kind of got some springtime fishing and a little bit of bedding activity. Probably it's mostly the garters right now.
Right.
But what's our strategy today?
Strategy's been throwing a wacky worm around the beds, and it sinks down in the bed, and they attack it and want to get it out of the bed. So with the wind blowing like it is today, another technique would be the spinner bait.
Okay.
So spinner bait's always good in the wind, and we've got a few on that so far. So
we'll see how it goes. You know, sometimes fish will bite when they're hungry, when they're impulsive, and when they're angry. We're going after some angry fish today.
Angry fish, that's right.
Angry fish make happy anglers. There's another one.
Right on that rock.
That was.
Yes. Yeah. I tried to get him. I was on the wrong side.
All right.
Bigger.
All right. Look at that. Just changing batteries, and there we go. Now hold him right up. Let's make him about 4 pounds. Yeah.
Look at that one.
That's huge.
I thought one had it. Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Oh, he's not bad.
It's not tiny.
He's not tiny. Look at there. Look.
Yes, he's
Wow.
good.
Oh, wow. He's big. You don't have to have it that big.
I don't. I got a hint.
Okay. Here we go. Woo!
Look at that.
Let's see. Right now we're at 427. Locked in there at 427. Not bad. That's probably my personal best on Lake Maumelle.
How about that? Nice.
Tell you what, that's that little bitty baby brush hog right there on a spot remover. It's like a 1/8 ounce spot remover jig head, and that little bitty. And look at here, he just thought he'd get him a little bitty snack. Got a couple of little frays right there. That'll take this 10-pound test down to 6 in a hurry. I'm gonna retie. We'll get back to the action in just a moment, but first let's bring in Mallory Lindsay from Bad Boy Mowers.
Even when enjoying the great outdoors by yourself, chances are you'll probably encounter someone on the trail. And just like anything in life, it's important to be respectful. And there's actually trail etiquette to follow. When going downhill, technically the person coming up has a right of way. Usually they're going to want to step aside to take a breather, but it's always good to give them the first opportunity to pass. When it comes to right of way between a mountain biker and a hiker, technically the hiker has the first opportunity to pass. However, it's a lot easier for a hiker to step out of the way than it is for a high-speeding bike to stop. Last but not least, leave no trace. Plan ahead to make sure that you can pack out what you pack in.
Earlier this season, you saw Mallory Lindsay catch a 5.5-pound bass. Now, on our next edition of Arkansas's Great Outdoors, you'll see Mallory catch her first ever bass, crappie, and brim. That's something to look forward to. Now, when Arkansas's Great Outdoors returns, we've got disc golf in Russellville. We're going to get back on the water with Lance Powell on Lake Maumelle, and we've got kids and cops fishing together. Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers. Mow with an attitude. by H2O Marine, and by Archer's Advantage.
Where haven't we gone? What hasn't been done? What's still left to be discovered and possible beyond the horizon? How can we continue pushing limits, breaking boundaries, and leading the way? At Bad Boy, it's not just about finding the answers, it's about the pursuit. Bad Boy, Mo with an added.
On our next edition of Arkansas's Great Outdoors, we're going to take a look at a group of youth who are taking archery to a next level. We went and studied their practice as they got ready for a tournament called the R100, which took place in Mayflower. It brought hundreds of archers to Central Arkansas in a very fun format. Our youth enjoy great leadership and great opportunities in the world of archery in Arkansas. And Archer's Advantage in Sherwood is here to help.
Hi, this is Buddy at Archer's Advantage. For the newcomers getting into archery, I just want to let you know there's some very important things you need to know before you purchase your first bow. One of the most important things in having a new bow is to have your draw length set correctly, have your peep sight adjusted to your height, have your air rest falling in to the timing of your bow. At any time, feel free to come in and let us show you the product that we have on the shelf where you can be fitted. There's several different things you need to have. Draw length is one. Too short a draw length is too bad. Too long a draw length is really bad. The main thing in archery is coming into a pro shop like at Archer's Advantage and let us fit you to the right draw length and the poundage that you can control at all times. And don't feel intimidated by not knowing nothing. We'll answer all your questions that you have. Just feel free to come by and shop with us and let us show you what's available out on the market today that we can get you set up properly to shoot your bow.
Going on right now is the first annual Little Rock Fraternal Order of Police Family Fun Fishing Derby. We're here at MacArthur Park in downtown Little Rock. The pond is stocked, and these police officers are sharing their love of the outdoors with the youth of Little Rock. We have the organizer of this event, Kelly Crace, and we talked about this in the last show. Now it's game day.
Absolutely.
And so we got a lot of folks out. Yeah, it's great to be here. We had some fish caught, food's getting eaten. It's a wonderful event.
We really want to thank our sponsors that helped us out here today. Bass Pro Shop gave us some poles, and Zimmerman's Exxon on University gave us some bait and some other things, and Edwards Food Giant, they helped out quite a bit. And Academy Sports are giving away our free gift cards. And of course yourself and your crew here, we sure appreciate you coming.
And I know that you have fished a lot in your life as well.
Not very well. Not very well.
You and I went out and fished.
Yes.
It was about a year ago on Lake Maumelle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Primitive fishing.
We did some primitive fishing.
Yes. Yes.
Minnows and worms.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's my best method.
Yeah.
So
Listen up, I'll show you how to do it.
And you want to get a minnow that flops. That is moving around a lot, okay? See that guy right there? That's a good one. Oh, look, he's so good. Okay. And then you just take the hook right here and then just right underneath the jaw, just like that. And there you go. And you're ready to go fishing. All right, good deal. Minnow. It was that lively minnow. Yeah, you get them in that little twitch just like that. We got a whole bucket full over there. Well done, man. Well done. Congratulations. All right, boom. What's it like to see these kids when they catch a fish? And for some of these kids, this is the first fish they've ever caught.
There's been a few of them come up here. It's the first fish they've ever caught. They don't want to touch it. They just know they have something down there that's wiggling, but they're ecstatic. I've seen one kid come running up here with the pole, and the fish is almost hitting them because the line's so long, but they're having a great time.
Seeing these smiles on these kids' faces, that's really what this event's all about.
Oh, absolutely. Last time we talked, it's about the officers getting with the community and actually interacting as humans. We're all people and we like to do the same things and just kind of have fun on the weekends, and that's exactly what we're doing today.
So usually when the police officers make contact with people out in public, negative police interactions. It's not one of the best days that they're dealing with. So when we can come out and do this with the horses, that positive police interaction we can put forth.
And it means a lot, especially having the boys out here, because everybody's not gonna go pet a police car. So they come up to us while we're out here. They pet the horses. We get to know them, where they're from, like where they live around the city, how old they are. Heck, we talk to all the kids where they go to school, stuff like that. Look at her smile.
That is great.
Wow.
Looky there. Okay. And we're gonna call that, we're gonna call that 1 ounce. 0.01. Yes. Woohoo! All righty, very good.
All right.
Nicely done. Okay. We've got Steve Landers with us now. Steve, this is a neat event right here.
Neat event, Carlton.
Yeah.
These kids are having a blast out here right now fishing, and some of them have never fished before.
Yeah.
And this is the time for them to. I saw a little man that hadn't caught a fish. He never caught a fish. Didn't know how to get him off the hook, you know, and so the police helped him get him off the hook, and they got him weighed and turned in, and just a great event for children, great event for people in our city.
Yeah, I tell you, it is good. It's great to introduce the outdoors to these kids,
Sure.
especially in this environment here. I mean, we're right here in the middle of Little Rock.
Yes. This is outdoors is something, you know, when you and I were young, we didn't have a lot of toys to play with, so we ran around outside. You know, we would go to play ball all day or do something, you know, go to the river. We did things that, and kids now they're more adapt to the inside. So this helps them get out, teaches them a little about outdoors and the beauty of Arkansas.
Oh, my goodness.
Put it on scale.
Oh,
Put it on scale.
Yeah, that is bigger than mine, but I still
Yes.
going.
Good job, bro. Come on, let's put it on the scale.
111.
Is that the winner?
That's the winner.
Wow, what a last minute victory there.
All right, for the smallest fish at how many ounces, Ronnie? 1 ounce.
1 ounce.
Miss Kinsley. Come here. Come here. You gotta come here.
Go get your prize. Go get your prize.
There you
All right, so for catching the smallest fish,
There you go.
Say thank you.
Congratulations.
Hold your picture.
most fish caught.
Most fish.
Most fish at 4.
Kalia.
Kalia,
Kalia.
come on down.
Like mama, like that.
Congratulations.
The man who cooked all the good barbecue all day and only spent a few minutes at the end before we stopped him, Lewis Smith.
Congratulations, Lou. Thank you.
This is a great event. They hope to have it every year. This is the brainchild of Officer Kelly Crace, who started this on a smaller scale in the west part of the city, but now has made it much larger. We hope to be here again next year. Now, when Arkansas's Great Outdoors returns, we go golfing in Russellville without clubs. Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, mow with an attitude, by H2O Marine, and by Archer's Advantage.
The best leaders don't just forge ahead, they adjust. Bad Boy Mowers has made adjustments at every turn, including our revolutionary 3-link suspension. Built tough and designed for superior performance and speed. Adjust the seat, handles, and pedals however you want. And as for Bad Boy's rebellious spirit, well, that hasn't adjusted at all. Bad Boy, mow with an attitude.
When we say outdoors, we mean it. If you can do it outside, we want to cover it. Disc golf is a growing sport, and like many sports in the outdoors, it grew a lot during COVID. Now, the city of Russellville has a couple of really nice disc golf courses, and they recently held a national tournament that brought in professional and amateur disc golfers. That's right, professional. You can actually make money doing this. First off, it's not a frisbee, it's called a disc, and this sport is growing. The Professional Disc Golf Association started in 1976, but it took over 40 years to hit 100,000 members. But in the last 2 years, membership has doubled to over 200,000. There were over 2 million rounds of disc golf played in 2020. And with over 9,000 courses in the country, there are plenty of places to play, including Russellville, Arkansas. which hosted an event which paid out over $16,000 to the pros who came from all over the country. The top 10 included Colorado, Minnesota, Massachusetts, Michigan, and Utah. The winner took home over $2,200. All right, I got Justin here with us, the tournament director here, and this has been a fabulous event, blessed with some really good weather except for wind.
Yes, sir, that's right. Yep. Can't complain, though. It beats the cold and rain, so we're happy.
The growth in the sport here in the state has been immense.
Absolutely.
And so that has really capitalized. But I'm guessing, did COVID hit the disc golf like it hit everybody else? Everybody wanted to go outside.
I think so. I've talked to people this weekend that I said, hey, how long have you been in disc golf? They're like, well, I got introduced, when I was such and such age, but when COVID hit, that's when we started playing. And I think so. I think people we were all got bottled up, and we needed to be outside. We needed to be some fresh air. Disc golf's a great option, right? You've got space between everybody. There's it's great. So I think we did see a rise for sure. A lot of new players perked up in the last 2 years for sure.
We followed some of the players on the amateur side of the competition who just love being outside. Players are not limited by the number of discs they can carry, and each disc can have different specialties. Now, for the novice, do they have different discs for windy conditions?
Yes, sir. So it's just like, in ball golf, we call it ball golf, but you've got all your different drivers, and you got your irons, and you got there's something for everything. Sand wedges. Well, it's the same in disc golf. Those discs there are 1,000 different varieties, and every player learns to what he likes. And you got your disc you like when it's raining, disc you like when it's windy, if it's a tailwind, if it's a headwind. And then there's different releases that you're going to do for certain situations, and so there are so many variables.
While on the course, the players enter their scores after each hole, which allows for a real-time leaderboard throughout the day.
That was a forehand flick. And so with a right-handed forehand flick, you get a right fade on the disc. With a backhand, typically you get a left-hand fade.
Okay.
So it all depends on the variation of flight.
All right, and battling through some tough winds out at Old Post to pull out the victory, taking home $605 and a sweet trophy. So all your pro players get paid in cash. Your amateur players get the equivalent of cash in merchandise. So if they won $100, well, they don't get cash, but they do get $100 worth of plastic, or maybe some hats, or some disc golf shirts, or some other disc golf merchandise. And so that's a fun thing we've kind of set up to give them a wide variety of things, so they have many options to choose from. It's a lot of fun.
We will dive into disc golf a little more in a future episode. Now, we aren't the only ones. This sport is growing so much that around the world they are building 5 new courses every day. When Arkansas's Great Outdoors returns, we'll head out to Lake Maumelle and a called shot. Now, it may not be quite as dramatic as Babe Ruth's called shot in the 1932 World Series, but it was pretty cool. Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, mow with an attitude, by H2O Marine, and by Archer's Advantage.
Where haven't we gone? What hasn't been done? What's still left to be discovered and possible beyond the horizon? How can we continue pushing limits, breaking boundaries, and leading the way? At Bad Boy, it's not just about finding the answers. It's about the pursuit. Bad Boy, mow with an attitude.
When you are out and about in our natural state, we would love to see how you see Arkansas. Send us your photos to photos@arkansasgreatoutdoors.com and we'll put them in the show. Now, earlier in this episode, we took you out fishing on Lake Maumelle with one of our favorite meteorologists, Lance Pyle. He's a Sherwood angler who has fished all over the state. Now, he may have just called his shot. You might remember back in 1932, Babe Ruth allegedly called his shot, but there's some controversy as to whether or not he did. Did Lance call his? Let's find out. Oh, here we go. All right. Good one? Decent. There's that trick. Gotta go just to win the boat flip.
You gotta watch his attitude.
There you go. That's the way it's done. On the wacky.
Culprit stinger.
Yeah.
Wacky worm.
That's good size smallmouth keeper.
You gotta try this too, sir.
Hey, look at there. Look at there. That's a good one too. That's a good one. Right there on that tree. Okay, measure the personality of this guy here. That's a good sized fish.
It's gonna be too big to flip. He's ready.
There we go. Very nice. There we go.
It's 19 and a half.
19 and a half. Woo! All right, say hi to Big Mama. There we go.
Official, what does he say?
363. 363. Very nice. Very nice. That is a good Lake Maumelle bass right there. Okay, class, today's lesson in photography is called perspective. You be the judge. One of them looks like it's over 3.5 pounds. The other one looks like it's 14 pounds. Class dismissed. Either way, it was a great fish on Lake Maumelle, and just like Lance called it, on that tree. There he goes, off to the wild green yonder. Okay, nicely done, nicely done. Awesome. That was a good fish.
Awesome.
Right as you predicted on that tree over there.
All right, all you have, I throw this on a spinning rod, 8-pound test, Gamakatsu 3/0 hook, and this is the wacky worm, this is the wacky rig. You just insert it midway down the worm, like that.
Okay.
And so when it hangs in the water, it's gonna hang like this, and then as you jerk it, the ends close and open, close and open.
All right, so every time we go fishing, we always learn something. What did we learn today?
Well, the fish were acting a little differently than they have been.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been because of high pressure, bluebird skies, but they just weren't as active as they've been lately.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just had to slow down our presentations a little bit to get them to bite, entice them to bite a little more.
So it was a great day on the water, beautiful day on Lake Maumelle, and even when the bite was a little bit slow, we were able to come out here and in just about 3 hours really have a good time. Thank you for watching Arkansas's Great Outdoors. This week we got to see kids fishing in downtown Little Rock. We also got to see some other kids doing archery in Beebe and then competing in that fabulous R100 tournament in Mayflower. We went fishing on Lake Maumelle and we went disc golfing in Russellville. As you can see, there is a lot to do in Arkansas's Great Outdoors, and we'll see you next week.